Hopefully my replay system works this time. And so we're going to immediately see that Rhaegar ban coming out from Pandamonium. It's essentially, do you want Rhaegar or do you not want to play against Rhaegar? Especially on a map like this, they might be saying we want Zagora. And if they want Zagora, you don't want them to have Rhaegar. And Nuclear Option immediately going for a Li Ming ban here. So that's definitely a smart choice as well, if they were scared of Li Ming being picked up instead. Now, it's definitely a trade-off here. You can go and say, you want Zagora? We're going to go and take Li Ming. You take Li Ming. At this point, though, they don't have Rhaegar to pick up. And so they're definitely taking a lot of time, Pandemonium now, who did this side. And so they're going for Thrall, which is usually the counter pick for Zagora. So they're definitely liking Thrall a lot more, either for purposes of solo laning, or they just feel he has a lot more value, especially when he drops Asunder. So now what I'd expect is, the typical response would be, here you go, your Zagora is now going to try and face off against Thrall solo. Usually that's depending on how smart each player is. If they both play pretty much perfectly, it'll be pretty balanced. But one person messes up, and that'll be the lane change that you need in lane dominance. So they also picked up Jaina here. Jaina is considered by far a better mage than Kel'Thas at this point in the game. Without Li Ming, they don't have a mage to actually pick up, and so they're going to need someone to fill the role of Burst for Pandemonium. So once again, Pandemonium is taking a lot of time what to think about and what to pick up here. Because remember, their choices here impact the next ban phase. So if they opt for more assassins, they can potentially see a tank banned out on them or a support banned out on them. And we already have seen Rhaegar getting tossed out. So they're going with that Johanna and that Falstad. Falstad, great for this map just because of his mobility. And if it's exploited properly, you can get 2v1 scenarios, or you can make uneven fight now even again. He also helps control those shrines extremely well and can be the death of a team who can't rotate. So Nuclear Option here, if I was Nuclear Option, I'd be banning out a support. The support that you don't want to play and that you want to then pick up. And the reason for that, they've already lost and they've already chosen 2 of their potentially 3 assassins. They've already picked up their tank, which leaves a support and usually another assassin. That assassin could be as simple as a bruiser like Sonya. You could see a Zeratul, especially with Condemn, Sunder, and a lot of other choices. So they are opting for banning out the medic because they don't want to play medic. But now they can pick up who they do want to play, and that's 2 very strong supports not available for Pandemonium anymore. However, it doesn't seem like Nuclear Option had decided what they do want here. If they want to respond for mobility, so they're going with Uther right off the bat. So I'd see potentially a Bright Wink here because of the extra mobility, and your alternate would be Malfurion at that point if you're not going to go for it. Because with Zagora and Uther, Lily would be kind of a dangerous pick-off here to counter one of her 1,000 jugs. And without ETC, Muradin is by far like the easiest choice here. Now the question for nuclear option, there you go. The question would have been, do you value picking up your next assassin more than Muradin? And I would say absolutely. And the reason for that, you don't expect a Muradin Johanna comp. Johanna already dishes out almost no damage, and with Muradin alongside her, you have a comp that's going to be very tanky but very low DPS. So now it really comes down to a Brightwing or a Malfurion, I feel. And they don't have a lot of AoE damage at this point. They got Jaina for burst, Zagra for sustain, or Zagra for sustain, and that now leaves. And so they've chosen Malfurion here. Without the burst, you don't really need Brightwing either. Both of them are AoE healers. The poke damage and sustain are what they can heal through. Malfurion is probably better at topping off individuals. However, the extra mobility... We're seeing a Gazlo? Whoa! So we might actually see something crazy where Gazlo is solo laning here. Now, it'll be interesting what nuclear option decides to go here, because Zag versus Gaz, I think Zag will win that pretty easily. And so we're going to see Sonya here. We're going to have a very tanky front line coming out from nuclear option. I think both of these teams are overall fairly good. It depends on how this Gazlo plays. If Gazlo plays out of his mind and takes it to the next level, Pandamonium can win this. Now, it's obviously a significantly less conventional team comp, and because of that, I'm going to have to give it to nuclear option. I just really like Sonya as well. Sonya just dishes out the damage. She's scary, but she also has to worry about the root from Malfurion. Johanna is condemned, a Thrall root in Sunder. That's when she's at her weakest, when someone can just take her out of her whirlwind and send her packing home. Now, if they send Gazlo to solo against Zagra, that's going to be a great bottom lane push, potentially. Because they're going to have Johanna mid, Thrall bottom, Falstad bottom, and Malfurion bottom. Thrall already can self-sustain. Falstad will be able to get topped off really easily. Johanna will just push those waves really easily. On the counter side, we're going to see Zagra, Jaina, and Sonya all being able to clear their lanes fairly easily too. So we'll be jumping into this game here very shortly. In the meanwhile, we're going to have new type on Thrall, Kagiri on Johanna, Chungmarn on Malfurion, Synth Paradox on Falstad, and then we're going to have the Onceler on Gazlo, and that is Team Pandamonium. And for nuclear option, we have Abyss on Jaina, Salazar on Muradin, Carmel Chewy on Zag. We got Luo Pajigi on Uther, and Brosidius on Sonya. So out the gate, we're going to see It looks like pretty conventional builds. We're going to, though, have Shando's Clarity. That's probably the biggest change that you'll see some Malphs pick up, keeping them all topped off. Gathering Storm, another Gathering Storm Falstad. So we're going to see another Mage stat probably. We're going to have the Party Bush coming on, a big whip from Salazar, and unfortunately that's going to send everyone back towards their sides of the ring. We're actually going to see extra TNT here from Gazlo. That's a very strange pickup. Normally you don't see that talent being used. And on the side of nuclear option, everything's pretty conventional here. The biggest change is maybe Deep Chill, which is seeing a lot less play now, just because of the nerf from 25 to 30%. So a lot of Janas are choosing other things in the meantime. So we are seeing that Zag versus Gaz top lane. But as you can see, right now it's pretty even. We are seeing engaged though. Muradin going in pretty aggressively. He's going to leap on out of there though. His team not really following up on him. Salazar potentially going to be caught here, but all of nuclear option coming in, a big root coming out from Fury, but new type is going to be obliterated. We have Salazar still wanting to chase on in, going after that Malfurion, but he's really low, whiffing once again with that Storm Bolt, and now Abyss is potentially caught out here. It looks like actually we're going to just have Falstad fall on back safely, and the rest of the team. Kagiri though going to be caught out here because the rest of Pandamonium is not alongside with him, and Johanna paying the price for her aggressiveness there. Up top, it's still pretty even for everything that's going on. Gazlo is doing a perfectly fine job holding that lane. It's basically dead even. So we do have 4 getting picked up here. We're going to see what they are in a second for nuclear option. They do have a talent advantage right now, which they can really use to capture a DK. An early DK isn't going to do a whole lot of work, but it just helps you slowly increase your lead. Falstad getting a ton of damage onto him, and he's not going to survive that Blizzard from Abyss. Perfectly done from Abyss. Positioning far enough back that he would have to go through it while he barrel rolled. At this point, Brosidius just needs to hold the point, and Zagor just needs to hold the point, and then they're going to be able to take out New Type here. New Type eating a lot of damage, having to back out from Abyss, who's just poking away at him. Unfortunately, Gazlo does win that top right now, but he's eating a ton of damage, and he's going to have to run away for his life. And in the meantime, that's potentially another top shrine for him. But during all of that, Thrall drops. This is not good. However, they've dealt out enough damage to force Brosidius back, but they will capture the bottom shrine. A nice root going out from Chun. However, that's not going to be enough at this point. There's just so much more CC and damage potential coming out from nuclear option. Another nice root coming out from Malf, but it's not going to be enough. With the only person to deal damage for them is Synth. Synth eating another Storm Bolt to the face, but he's not going to really have to worry at this point. He's so close to his towers, he's perfectly safe. Now, what nuclear option could easily do here is say, we are not going to get the DK. Oh, well, it actually looks like, okay, they almost got a nice sneak from Pandamonium there, using the rotation to their advantage to easily take that. We are going to see 7 though. This is going to be another talent advantage. And we're going to see a big stun coming out of Malf, another stun coming from Uther, and goodbye Malf. This is very dangerous for Pandamonium right now to be going in aggressively like this when they're in a 4v2. Oh, Synth getting lucky there. Completely avoiding that Storm Bolt. However, he's coming on in to try and save Kagiri. Kagiri, though, playing once again really aggressively, has no one there but Falstad to try and kill for him. But in the meantime, we got Gazlo on top, really doing his best to try and hold it. He does take the shrine, but this is now an out of mana Zag. So basically, Zag just needs to go, hold this point, eat the damage, and Gazlo, on the other hand, is going to have to back out. New type is patiently waiting there, trying to make sure that they keep doing the flipperoo. And unfortunately, no one's there. There we go. We got Abyss who's about to be going down here, but they don't pick it up in time. The trade for the DK was a pretty even trade there. Nothing amazing because they still have the level lead, and it's an early game DK. Not going to do a ton of work here. We got Gazlo still soaking top, Zagra is still soaking top, and we have Brasidius soaking bottom. So we got 3 lanes getting soaked for nuclear option, which is going to get him to level 10 much faster because they have no one bottom right now. The DK going down pretty early and pretty fast, but with Salazar in there, there's absolutely nothing to fear. New type though is going to be in for a world of pain as he's getting bodied super hard by Brasidius, and down goes new type. So we're moments away from hitting 10, and once 10 is hit, this is going to be even more snowbally. If they get off another pick or two, and they're going to be on their way to 13 way before Pandamonium. So this is the perfect thing to do. Take advantage of the fact you're level 10, while the other team is still level 9, or not have their heroics yet. So if you're winning even harder, make sure to paint that map red. So in this case, they could easily go for Bruiser Camp. They're opting for the towers, but I feel like they should have gone for the Bruisers and pushed with the Bruisers, because they could have gotten both very easily. Now on the other hand, they're giving enough of a chance for Pandamonium to hit 10, which they could then contest bottom. And there's a rotation going on, chasing after new type, and the whiff from Salazar. Unfortunately, that mount just a little too fast for Muradin. I mean, look at that Vulture. I mean, it's too fast. I guess it's Space Leoric, or... Ooh, the Onceler is in a lot of trouble right now. He's running for his life, but it looks like he will get away. Brasidius is not strong enough at this point to just solo him. We're getting a rotation from nuclear option, but a nice route coming down from Malfurion, and Salazar is eating a lot of damage right now.
Unleash its power.
So Zagra is holding this top, just continues to be a trade back and forth where Gazlo doesn't win it hard enough. We got Brasidius coming on in, and now we got Malfurion jumping on in, or sorry, Muradin jumping on in, and the Tranquility has been buzzed out to ensure the safety of the 3 members of Pandamonium. That's going to be a lot of ults down right now for Pandamonium. There's no way they should be able to contest these shrines and survive. The Unstoppable on Johanna just makes it really easy for her to get away. New type, however, coming in from the flank without that Sunder isn't going to do a whole lot of good. So really, they should be getting more map pressure here. They can pick up Bruisers, they can pick up Siege, and then they can go and get DK. We're getting a... Ooh, Zagra in the meantime is going down, but this is another DK for nuclear option. So we're slowly getting our march on to level 13. And we're Falstad is not going to soak that top, which is going to make nuclear option hit that 13 way before. And so we're going to have tri-lane soak going on by team nuclear option here. This is a very good choice because it just keeps increasing their lead slowly but surely, and it's a very safe way to do it. The DK at this point is still not that strong to be scary. He's not going to go and knock down your keep solo. He's going to knock down maybe a fort, and that's really it. So generally what you would want to do is have a 1-3-1 so you can maintain the soak, especially when you're down. Because you do not want to face Synth hit taking a ton of damage there, just barrel rolling away just in the nick of time. However, we got new type all alone. ice block saving the day, but here comes a gravel bomb pulling in 4 members of Pandamonium, and we're seeing everyone getting wiped out here. Brosidius, the last man standing, and he is going to join the rest of his teams in a dirt nap. That Sunder was a complete and utter whiff in that it really achieved nothing. The real victor of that was the Onceler. Let's pull up that bad boy. In the meantime, while we're waiting for that fight to set up, we basically have a respawn and a level switch and a level advantage change, where now Pandamonium is starting to get into their groove. The gravel bomb just did so much work. We will see the Sunder come on in, absolute huge whiff, but they don't do enough damage to take down throw. But look at them all clumped up. They all just go down one after the other. And the Jaina Ring of Frost doing absolutely no good there, and it cannot save the day. So now that they have this minor advantage here, Pandemonium did the perfect thing. They picked up bruisers, they picked up siege giants, both sides. They have the level advantage. Now the only thing they could have potentially done better was hold onto those the bruisers and waited out the actual timer for the shrines to activate, because then it would force them to get off the shrines much sooner. You can see they are doing a lot of work nonetheless. They will get down one of these towers, but they're not going to get as much value as before. Nuclear option doing exactly what I was saying, the perfect choice, which is getting those bruisers a little bit later so you can apply the pressure a little bit. We got them all coming down onto Malfurion, and now they have absolutely no healer, but Brasidia is completely out of position, and the damage coming down to Malfurion is not in... It's just too much for him to handle. But that gravel bomb combo, getting 2 members already stunned out. We got Luo running out, Uther super low, the Hinterlands Blast trying to finish someone off, but no go. That was a perfect maw from Zagra. Completely zoned out the enemy's healer, setting up a ton of damage to be dropped on him. And when all that damage dropped on him, it was just good night. Dazzle now eating a ton of blizzard damage, getting circled around by Salazar. But however, Salazar missing that Stormbolt, but that still won't be enough for the Onceler to live. We now have New Type facing Brasidius 1v1 right now, and New Type just trying to play some Ring Around the Rosie in the meantime, but it will not be enough. Oh, Brasidius completely missing his Mystical Spear. And so New Type is trying to run, and he's going to get away. Oh no! Sorry. I hit a hotkey that apparently broke my casting. Malfurion, in the meantime, though, is going to eat a ton of damage. And down he's going to go. This is going to be another DK coming out for nuclear option. They still are under-leveled a little bit, but no one's managed to take down him 14 minutes into the game. So this is going to be a huge push coming out from nuclear option. They have a 5-man advantage versus 4, and they have the DK. They're playing pretty safe here, not wanting to go in. I don't really blame them if we have ults ready to go for pretty much everyone on Pandamonium. And when they land those gravel bombs, it's just good night. We have a huge mod dropping onto Pandemonium now, and they are going to be caught behind. And the Onceler is not going to survive this, it looks like. No, he is still surviving from that Tranquility, and the Gravel Bomb into the stuns, doing so much work keeping up with that team. The disengage it provided, but New Type still eating too much damage for it, and his team cannot keep him up. Down goes Gazlo, Murden just walking on out of there, and they traded Sonya for 2 members of Pandamonium and that top 4. Sorry, Gribby. I have a delay on, so it becomes extra worse because when you see it, it's a minute and 30 seconds before I can actually fix the issue. So I have a hotkey that throws up the wrong thing, apparently. And I found exactly what's the issue. Son of a bitch. Okay, there we go. Everything should be good in the hood now. I really apologize. And that was a great moment that was missed because of it. So right now, Nuclear Option having that edge is doing the right move here. They're starting to paint the map red. They got the Bruiser's bottom. However, they haven't gotten their siege, nor have they gotten their Bruisers. It's still pretty even, so Nuclear Option can easily take a fight here right now if they so chose. You have to wait for the Hinterlands Blast to come on down. But once it does, they can easily win a team fight. We have Falstad top in the meantime. He can come and fly in at any point that he wants to. Interestingly, he's not actually going to cap top. He smells the complete team coming up for him and decides to play it safe. So we might see a bit of ring around the rosy, especially out of Team Nuclear Option, because they don't need to fight. They will hit 20 before... Oh, we're actually seeing a very aggressive move from Nuclear Option. They're going to force this potential keep at this very moment. This is a great choice because the option from Pandamonium is their response is to go back. They've now taken down the wall and they have hit 20. But at the same time, Pandamonium has now hit 20 as well. So we're going to see another even fight. I haven't actually gone over any of the talents this game, so we're going to see Bolt of the Storm, better positioning for New Type now, because he's been caught out in a few cases. We're going to see Indestructible. Johanna basically cannot die. We're going to see the Storm Shield, Epic Mount, and Miniature Black Hole. This is potentially where this game goes completely in Pandamonium's favor, the Miniature Black Hole. And the reason for that is it turns Gravel Bomb into a good ult to a great ult. And finally on Nuclear Option, we're going to see double Ardent Shields along with Bolts and Redemption. They're making really great choices here right now, Nuclear Option. They're going for really aggressive plays to force Pandemonium to react. If Pandemonium doesn't react, they get to push for free. And because they're doing it faster than them, Pandemonium can't essentially do the reverse, which is, oh, come react to us. And we'll see whether or not you do, and if you don't, we'll keep pushing. It looks like both teams are setting up here. Once they're setting up for the bait, we can see a big Gravel Bomb with those tenacious roots dropping. A lot of damage come down already. And Malfurion eating a ton, and that Hinterland's Blast not doing almost anything. But a huge 4-man stun coming out from... Oh, man! We're going to see a Maul countering that, and we're double stun coming out. And this is not going to be good for Pandemonium. They traded out, but they have no healer at this point. They still have both Zagara, Muradin, and they have Brasidius all the way deep into the backline. This is very dangerous. But he does have his Uther to keep him up, while the rest of Pandemonium, all that damage sticks to him. This is going to be another DK if Pandamonium does not turn around and react quickly enough. We are going to potentially see it. No, not in time! Bersidius picking up that DK just in the nick of time. I'm completely amazed that Pandamonium only managed to pick up 1 kill there, and Malfurion, on the other hand, was the 1 kill for Nuclear Option. That 1 kill being the support pretty much changed the outcome of that fight. Pandamonium can no longer commit to fighting, and as you saw, Bersidius went full on him. He was making himself tons of ham sandwiches there. He brought out the bread, got out the ham, got out some mustard. It's like, I'm gonna have a field day, get myself some ham sandwiches for a week. We got a nice Blessed Shield coming on down, the Roots coming on out to try and zone and grab everyone. The Blessed Shield already being used. It's a pretty short cooldown, but it's not going to do a whole lot of good, especially when Johanna is super safe. We got the Gravel Bomb coming out, a 3-man stun, and Zagor just barely alive. We got the Divine Chill coming to save him. However, I do not think this is going to be enough for Pandamonium, and down goes 2 members already. We got Kagiri super low, and Synth and Kagiri are the only 2 members left. Salazar, though, is super low as well. And that was absolutely insane. That is a moment to reflect on. So first I'm going to make sure that my stream did not just switch to the wrong thing, and it did again. Okay, there we go. So we're going to see what just happened there. We're going to see Johanna all the way in the back right now. We're going to see that big Gravel Bomb come out. But that Maw came out perfectly timed to counter it. This pretty much negates the Gravel Bomb. And then you'll see the Sunder come on out. And that Sunder actually threw the game for Pandamonium, potentially. The reason is that the Sunder blew him out of the secondary stun. If we can get back to it. We'll see a nice root, the nice Gravel Bomb, the stuns, and then another stun that was missed because of the Sunder.
Soon the shrines shall awaken.
Now this is Nuclear Option's game to lose at this point. Pandamonium is not synergizing their ults as well as they could. If anything, New Type definitely need away. We are seeing a major flank coming on in, and New Type is going to be blown away. He uses that bolt defensively, but down he goes regardless. And they also pick up the false stat in the same moment. And this is it, boys and girls. Johanna now being damaged, DPS, and saying goodnight to her. The Indestructible does proc, but I don't think that's going to be enough. With those slows on her, no keep, and down she goes. We got the Frost, a Ring of Frost being dropped there. Not really needed, but with only 2 members up right now, it's just a Gazlo and a Malfurion. There's absolutely nothing that they can do to prevent this game from ending, unless they had a major Gravel Bomb ready to go. That's going to be GG for a Nuclear Option.
Red team is victorious.
So there you have it. Both teams doing very well in various parts of the game. Nuclear Option had the team composition that I felt was stronger, but Pandamonium, had they actually executed some of those wombos a little bit better, they would have won. Absolutely. The Malfurion was getting a little too far ahead, which allowed Zagora to get those maws off. And if Malfurion was playing further back, which he easily could with Falstad in the back line and Kagiri to peel for him, Zagora really shouldn't have gotten off as many maws onto him. That really changed the game in a lot of ways. And if we look at the damage, I just want to give a shout out to the Onceler for some really great ults there, and the amount of DPS he still did. He outdamaged his Falstad. And if you look on the counter side, look how much damage Jaina and Sonya did. It was absurd. I'd say Zag was really under damaging, but she was playing against the Onceler pretty much the entire game, just dealing with him. So she can't really dish out as much damage. But nonetheless, Sonya doing that much damage is fantastic. Bursidius, like I said, making ham sandwiches for days once that Malfurion was down, and that really was a big moment. So we'll go over those talent choices really quickly. Pretty much this is a standard Thrall build. Some people pick up follow through, some people pick up wind shear. It's personal preference and composition. And in this case, I'd say Thrall could have gone either way, honestly. And for Kagiri, we're seeing pretty standard stuff: Laws of Hope, Battle Momentum, Blessed Shield, some Burning Rage for extra DPS. The Imposing Presence really helps against Sonya. It helps a little bit against Zag. I don't know if I'd really pick it up in comparison to other choices. And Indestructible, which is super useful. I'd almost say Kagiri would have been better served by Storm Shield. The reason for that is Storm Shield could have potentially saved Malfurion in a few cases and saved his team in a few cases. That last fight, to be fair, it wasn't a situation that Storm Shield would have really helped. It was just a 5-man flank, and the coordination from nuclear option, I mean, it was a nuclear launch on Pandamonium at that point. And so going with Malfurion, he chose Shando's Clarity. I don't know if it was really needed. Moonburn probably would have been the better choice here. Now, is it terrible? No. I just don't know if it was the best choice for this team. Now we got Rampant Growth, Enduring Growth, Life Seed, full-on like heal bot mode. Finally, the Tenacious Roots, which really helps set up for Gravel Bombs. He did land a couple of nice roots, but in a lot of those fights, the target that would start getting low was Divine Shield by Luo Pachigi. So I got to give a shout out to Luo, because in the situations that they were in, Luo kept up his entire team. And he's an Uther. Uther does not have the tools to heal an entire team, which means that his team did a couple things right. One, they pulled out when they needed to pull out, and Uther basically was there to target the person who needed those heals and dropping the Divine Shield on whoever was potentially about to drop. And with a Muradin and Sonya, they're able to survive significantly better than Zag or Jaina. And with Jaina having Ice Block allows her to survive in circumstances she shouldn't, which essentially only left Zag as a person who could potentially need the D-Shield more than anyone else. So going through Falstad went Gathering Power, or Gathering Storm, Power Throw, Boomerang, Hinterland's Blast, Static Shield, Overdrive, and Epic Mount. Epic Mount is good, but I feel like if you're going for that Mage Stat build, you have to go all in. Especially with a Wombo combo build that they had. And just take a look at their team comp. Blessed Shield, Gravel Bomb, Roots, Sunder, Hinterland's Blast. You combo that all together, and what do you wind up with? Dead people. Because that last team fight, Zagara or Zag was pretty much about to die. The D show came out, I'd say a little bit late in the sense that the fight could have easily had him drop because of how much time it took to get it on him. However, they couldn't actually get to Zag, leaving Carmel to stay alive. Now, if Alstad had taken his 20 upgrade for Hinterland's Blast, that would have been a dead Zag, and that fight would have probably gone in their favor. To be fair, though, that was not the only mistake, if you will. Mistake being of talent choice is slightly different. There was a big misplay where the Sunder dropped that I showed, and the Gravel Bomb had been set up with 2 bombs underneath. The Sunder just sent the rest of the team split away, and they didn't get stunned out again from the Gravel Bomb. Or sorry, not the Gravel Bomb, from his TNT. And so going through Gazel's build, we got extra TNT, reduce, reuse, recycle, engine gunk. So this is the weirdest one, I'd say. But he did land a lot of big Gravel Bomb combos. So he was doing 30 to 40% more damage with it for his Explodium. Engine gunk, which I really like for the slows, helps him escape, helps peel, helps kite. We got turret storage and quick release charge. And so that's where you saw the Explodium bomb drop, the Gravel Bomb on top, and another bomb on top. And that really would have finished them off if they had womboed their combo a little bit better. And finally, we got for nuclear option, very standard Uther build, nothing out of the ordinary. Shrink Ray, counters Thrall pretty much. Benediction, I mean, nobody expects the Spanish benediction. Then we got Jaina going with Deep Chill, Snowstorm, Frostbitten, Ring of Frost, Improved Ice Block, Northern Exposure, and Bolt of the Storm. So this is another standard build. You're seeing a lot more people pick up Ring of Frost for a variety of reasons, and it actually combos very nicely with Devouring Maw. You drop the Maw, your ring is ready to go. As long as you can time your well, you're going to rock that Ring of Frost and at least get one person. Finally, Muradin going with a pretty standard build here as well. He went with the Thunder Strike. You don't see it too much anymore for a variety of reasons. One, Thunder Strike is often hard to land and get the full value of it, and so it's easier to use Burning Rage to get the extra DPS. Finally, we got Stone Form and Hardened Shield. Especially when you know you're going to get caught in the Gravel Bomb, you can literally just go and say Hardened Shield and kind of just laugh, because 75% damage reduction for 4 seconds, you're basically having a counter for Gravel Bomb built into your level 20. And for Sonya, this is probably the most traditional Sonya build you can do nowadays. And you'll see she picks up Nerves of Steel, Hardened Shield, or Ignored Pain, same difference. I mean, they're literally the same skill. The only difference is one's usable while whirlwinding, since you know, she can only have one anyways. And Ferocious Healing. So when those Gravel Bombs drop on her, she just hits, once again, she does the same exact thing. She can hit Hardened Shield, and then once she's out of the stun, hit Ferocious Healing and hit Nerves of Steel. And what do? You heal up during all of that. So this is where the Gravel Bomb, even though it could have killed Zag, Jaina, Muradin, or Sonya multiple times, once it got to the late game, it became a lot less effective without getting a perfect wombo. Especially if you're going to go for a comp that's so reliant on getting that wombo. So that's pretty much all of the talent analysis. So thanks again, everyone, for watching that, and that's it for me tonight.